Hey, internet friends, cousins, and scoundrels. Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Pull up a chair, honey, and let's have a chat. And since the algorithm really likes it when you interact with the content, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe since you're here. Now I ain't gonna hold you. Let's get right into this.
When people say, Carlos, focus on your own shows, Carlos this and that. My response, I'm not. I will focus on what I want to focus on.
Well, it looks as though Carlos King has too been perusing these YouTube streets, and he appears to have gotten in his feelings and decided to make a public service announcement advising that he is unbothered. In the IG post, Carlos seems to have gotten his feathers a little ruffled about the recent slew of internet videos pointing out his podcast cancellations and possible ho-hum ticket sales, not to mention how very observant viewers and bloggers have been to highlight the fact that Carlos actually doesn't seem to spend a great deal of time promoting his own self or his own projects, and how he tends to focus on Bravo shows and stars instead. In his latest IG rant, he decided to bring Nicki Minaj into the melee. And before you ask, I'm sure she's also trying to figure out how she got into this shit too. But Carlos goes on to point out that Nicki Minaj sold out 18 consecutive shows and that she has more shows lined up. He went on to say that if you were to see social media chatter, you would not think that would happen for her. But in the end, her fans showed up, came out, and supported her.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Indeed. What are you talking about? First of all, who thought Nicki wasn't going to sell out shows? Like, who actually really thought that? Secondly, are you trying to compare the rain drizzles to the barbs? Because
Don't do it. Don't do it.
And hell, I'm not even a barb, but I know better than that. Look, these two are not the same. No offense, or offense, however you want to take it, because it's just a fact that Nicki's fan base is quite robust, vocal, and present. And the rain drizzles are, well, let's just say this ain't that. Anyways, Carlos has decided to stand 10 toes down on the fact that he will continue to ignore his shows and focus on, quote, whatever he wants to focus on, because to paraphrase what he is saying, nah, you can't make me. And yeah, that's mature. And you know what? Sidebar. Nobody's trying to. It was merely a suggestion. You know, how you can lead a horse to water but not make him drink? And what I gathered from this IG rant is that Carlos seems to think it is an attack when people ask him to highlight his own accomplishments and focus on his own projects. And he's highly offended that fans of the shows that he has produced are wanting to hear him discuss trending topics and newsworthy highlights surrounding the castmates of his shows, instead of watching him fawn over, ridicule, and provide feedback about another man's flourishing empire. And before one of you dizzy broads gets in my comments section, I know Carlos can do what he wants, but I think it's a misstep not to give the viewers what they want and to constantly provide free advertisement for another man's already very successful platform, who, by the way, would not do the same for him in return. But hey, what do I know? I'm just on YouTube expressing my own opinions, child. And since I'm speaking on being on YouTube expressing thoughts and views, if you too have had the desire to become a content creator but wasn't really sure how to get started, consider reaching out to Desilva Silver. She's also a content creator on the platform, and she offers classes on how to get your channel up and running successfully. I too took Desilva's class, and I think it is top notch. Her information is on the screen and will be in the description box below. Now, back to the regularly scheduled fuckery. In the IG rant, Carlos goes on to equate people attacking you as love.
You always have to remember that when they attack you, they secretly love you.
Man, what the fuck is you talking about?
What the fuck was that?
I'm sorry, man.
As I stated before, I don't think that people actually telling Carlos to, hey, focus on the shows that you create. We want to hear your views about your cast members, an attack. I don't think that's an attack. But since we're here, right? That's a weirdo ass equation. Okay? People who hurt and attack you don't actually like you, let alone love you. It's a fucked up equation. And it's typical gaslighting. And it's something that narcs tend to like to do. Now, I'm not calling Carlos a narc, but I'm saying that's something that narcs tend to do. They like to abuse you and make you think that's love, right? They like to victimize while at the same time playing the victim. And speaking of playing the victim, look who is spotted under Carlos's post, virtually high-fiving his nonsense. Yep, Stormy and Destiny. But what else can you expect from the very two women who like to attack and antagonize others while at the same time playing the victim? Anyway, Carlos goes on to say that he doesn't care what people think about him and that he would never address any online gossip about himself. Funny. That IG post, well, that seemed a lot like he was addressing gossip. But anyway, he says that he isn't, so we'll just go with that. But he goes on to say that he isn't going to give any, quote, inventory to people who choose to misunderstand him. And my question is he misunderstood? Now, I don't know about that. But what I do know, or I've noticed, is that Carlos tends to let the rumor mill, bullying, and attacks go unchecked and unaddressed when it comes to Mel. He's jumped off the porch for the Scotts, and he protects Martell. You know, and when I think about it, honestly, Tisha and Kimmy only get the benefit of protection because they're connected to the Scott men. Because he damn sure didn't protect Destiny or Stormy, for that matter. So, there's that. Also, in my opinion, it seems that Carlos has a problem with black women. And I don't think that Carlos actually feels as though black women in their own right deserve protection, because he seems to like to see black women harmed or doing some kind of jackassery, which would explain why all of his shows have the same tired ass theme. And that's another video in itself, child. So we're going to go ahead and get the conversation started. Do you think that Carlos is unbothered that his shows may not be selling like he thought they should? I mean, after all, he brought up the fact that Nikki's shows were selling out, even though some people on the internet were talking about her. And he seems to be comparing, his show sales versus her show sales, and the online gossip about himself and the online gossip about her. And I'm not sure how he's conflating the two, and I'm not sure how he's putting himself up against Nikki, but here we are, right? Do you think that Carlos is being attacked when the viewers ask him to concentrate on his own shows and provide commentary on the latest happenings with the cast members? Is that an attack? Drop down in the comments and let me know. Again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, bet you know now.